Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining again. It's your one and only Waka Waka Doctor here. We experienced some technical difficulties and we're trying to just make sure that works. You know how we do it here. We share various opportunities that exist with respect to moving abroad. So if you want to go abroad via education or your career, this is definitely where you want to be. Share this link with friends and loved ones and let them know that you can go abroad just by watching a couple of my videos. It doesn't matter the country you want to move to. I probably have a video that discusses it, how to get jobs in those countries, how to get admission and go as a student. I find that not everybody can afford the big leagues. Not everybody can afford the United Kingdom, Canada, the United States, Australia. And I always talk about cheap opportunities that exist also. My latest video would be about Mexico, that we talked about, and I got a lot of complaints about why Mexico. But I've always said that you don't have to live in Mexico, but Mexico can be a stepping stone to where you want to go to. If the country you are moving to is better than where you are at the moment, make that leap. There are 196 countries in the world. Why stick yourself to one of them? So even if you want to go to Canada, United States, Belgium, France, Netherlands, South Korea, China, Japan, Portugal, I've got videos. Italy, Switzerland, Malta, I've got videos on my YouTube channel you can watch. Today, we're talking about moving to Brazil. And I found that Brazil is also very, very cheap and an affordable place you can move to. And just as I always do it in all my videos, I bring people who've made this move to come talk about their experience and how they did it, to come share with everyone who is interested in making that move. Today, I have a friend who's living in Brazil at the moment and would share all she has in store, everything she knows about living in Brazil and how you can make that move as well. I've got my pen and paper. I'm also going to be asking questions and we'll try as much as possible to answer those questions for you. Bring her up now so that we can talk about moving to Brazil. Mexico is extremely cheap, and I'm hoping that Brazil is the same thing. Hello.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good
Good to have you.
afternoon.
Thank you very much. Do they say obrigado or obrigada? Or
Obrigado.
obrigado. Obrigado. Thank you very much for joining me. I know we
Thank
connected
you.
after my recent video about Mexico, and there was a lot of stereotype about, Mexico, la 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 la. Meanwhile, Mexico is, a very cheap place. But let's not talk about Mexico. I have that video on my YouTube channel already. Today we're talking about Brazil. I love Brazil. Been to Sao Paulo once, and I love a lot of Brazilian footballers, so Brazil is close to my heart. But I've got a few questions I'd like to ask you, and
All
hopefully
right.
at the end of this video, people who would decide to make that move will make that move. Not everybody will choose Brazil, but I'm hoping that a lot of people who cannot afford to go to those big countries can make Brazil their first step and then move elsewhere if they choose to. So I like to go quick, so that people get the points they need and just, you just get the points and move on from there. Tell us a little bit about Brazil. Just a little bit, the weather, the food. I know Brazilians are very fine women. They have fine women in Brazil, Latin America generally. But tell us about the food, the currency, the culture. Tell us.
All right. So I'm going to start from the very, very scratch because most people make mistakes that Brazil is in Africa. Yes, our fellow Africans actually in Africa. So Brazil is in southern America of the America continent. It has 56 states, and then I'm in Rio, which is one of the biggest states, and then also um calm down. So excuse me, I've never done this before.
That's okay.
So I am in Rio. They spend reais. Their currency is called reais. It's a very crowded country. with black people majorly because of the whole colonial issues, people that don't know where they are from in Africa. And then it's a very rich country. Their food is typically the same thing as Nigerian food. They have never been to Nigeria. They don't know what Nigeria is. They don't know if it's in Africa or Asia or somewhere. But their food is typical to Nigerian food. They eat gari here. They eat akara here. They call it akara too. Akara je.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They have gari. They have so many things that we have in Nigeria. We have so many things in common. Also, what else? What else? Their culture, it's a very beautiful culture here. They have carnival, the same way we have carnival in Nigeria. They have parties every day, every night. They drink a lot. They they're very friendly people. There's racism, but not too much. There's
we'll come to to racism later. If you could just try and raise your volume or raise your voice a bit so that people can hear you better. I usually tell people that education is the easiest way to go abroad. Okay, I know that education is the easiest way to go abroad. So let's talk about first. I want to ask you, how did you move to Brazil? When did you find out about Brazil? What made you choose Brazil? Just quickly, not too long of a story.
Okay, so my dad is partially Brazilian and he has been here all his life. So my mom joined him after she retired from First Bank, and then the firstborn came here, studied medicine, is a doctor now. My sister joined after Unilag. Then my younger brother came here with the other one. So the boys didn't school in Nigeria at all. Just me and my elder sister schooled in Unilag and Lagos. So I just finished my own. I haven't finished. I was doing my MBA in Bangkok, so it was getting too dramatic in Nigeria. So they just pack a load and just come
and
here.
just move to Brazil.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
It was pretty easy for me. I didn't come through school here.
Okay, but what's the educational system like in Brazil? What's the cost of tuition like, and what's the lowest fee? Because in Mexico you can go to school for as low as $500. I'm wondering if it's the same in Brazil, and is the standard of education equally as good?
The lowest money you can pay in any school in Brazil is 0 naira.
Sorry?
0 naira, 0 naira.
Like zero?
Yes, you don't pay 50 for education. There are federal schools and there are private schools.
Wait, so wait. So you're saying that if I come to Brazil now, I will not pay anything?
Nothing. As an international student, local student, you're not paying anything. You're not. No matter the cost, medicine, you're not paying.
No, you are not. No, you are joking.
No, I'm not. You're not paying. All you need to write an exam. It's called self-IBRA. That exam is just to tell them that you qualify, you speak their language to a decent extent, that okay, you understand Portuguese to a level, so you can come and study here.
Okay, so the catch is that you must learn in Portuguese.
You must know how to speak Portuguese.
Is it possible to learn in English at all?
Well, no, I don't think so.
No, so you have to learn. You have to learn. So do they organize a class for you or a session for you to learn the language before you go into school, or how do they do that?
Yes, in every university there's a course called Portuguese 101. So as an international student, even if I don't want to go to school, I just came here to live or something, and I want to learn the language, every university has it. So it's like going to the university to study just Portuguese for like 6 months and collect your certificate. That's it.
Oh wow! So if I decide that I want to move now, the school will make sure that I learn Portuguese for a year.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And I will not pay anything.
No. Probably
even to learn the language, I will not pay anything.
No.
Okay. 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 Okay, that's very interesting. What about scholarships? Well, okay, there's no need for scholarship if you're not paying anything. Wow, 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 wow. Okay.
Although in the private schools you pay money. This only
Okay.
applies to federal schools. So if you want to go private, maybe you only want to be in class with two people, or only you and all those private schools that individual owned, you pay. You understand? You
So
pay.
it is
The
free. The
federal school,
only the only thing is that just come, learn the language.
learn
Once you,
Portuguese,
and the
enter the
language
school.
is free too. Jesus Christ. Okay, 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 okay. Now, there are other questions because when I made the video about Mexico, a lot of
Mhm.
people, casted aspersions and were like, oh, why are you, there's a lot of shooting in Mexico. There's a lot of killing in Mexico. So tell us, I know when I was in Sao Paulo, people would say that, be careful, there might be pickpockets. And I was like, I'm Nigerian. You can't pick my pockets. It's not possible. So tell us about, you are Nigerian, you're African, you never learned Portuguese. You always spoken English all your life. How have you coped with the language barrier? How is racism there and crime as well?
Okay, so let me make one correction. In my family, we are language people.
Okay.
You speak 2 to 3 languages as an individual in my family. So
Wow.
I am polyglot. Yeah, so I speak Portuguese, French, English, Chinese, and Yoruba. So I studied French in Unilad. So it's easy for me because there are similarities in the language. They're both from Latin origin. So I understand what you're saying in Portuguese. I can reply you in French because to an extent they mean the same thing. They might not just sound alike. For me, it has been easy because I have a background in French and I have also studied Portuguese quite less. So about someone that doesn't have any background, I don't think it's very tough because to an extent they speak English too. Some of them even prefer when you speak English to them because they want to flex their level of English to other people that are listening. So when you speak English, sometimes they engage you, they want to be your friend. At my gym, everybody wants to be my friend because I don't speak, I like to form like I don't speak Portuguese. I don't understand what you guys are saying. I don't want to speak English. So everybody wants to help me. Oh, she's saying you need to leave the dumbbell. Oh, the professor is saying you need to do this. Oh, you need to do that. So everybody wants to be your friend because you speak English. It's like, I don't know, it's like a big deal for them. So you don't have a problem even if you don't speak Portuguese. Come and speak your English here, and then you will learn Portuguese on the line. And then the crime rate as a Nigerian, I would say this one they are on the same level as Nigerians. They're on the same level. They're the same level, like maybe you forgot something in the Uber and then the person doesn't give you back, or you drop something mistakenly, you drop a bucket outside and then they picked it up. It's the same level, but I've not seen anywhere where someone comes to your house with gun and you also shouting. Everybody's outside till morning, partying, drinking, playing music. So I've not seen where they'll just maybe a quiet or secluded house and then somebody comes to rob you or something. No, and the whole pickpocket thing is, I don't know, I think if you are slacking yourself, that's when they'll pickpocket, or maybe you're in a dangerous place. But I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're on the same level
Okay.
with Nigeria.
Okay. So the most fascinating thing I've heard now is that it's totally free in Brazil. What do I need to do if I'm looking for admission in Brazil? What are the requirements? What do I need? What's the process like?
You need to write an exam called Cepribras. Cepribras exam is offered in every
Can you spell that? How do you spell that?
CELPE dash then BRAS.
Okay, Selby
CELP.
Brass. Okay.
Yeah. So you need to write that exam to qualify that. It's just like IELTS.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not as expensive as IELTS or like a big deal like IELTS. Like you have to renew every year. No, you write it once and you go. So you write to your browser that okay, I speak Portuguese to a decent extent and I want to study here. So when you come here, before you come here, you would have started speaking to professors in the school you want to go to. For example, if I want to attend Federal University of São Paulo, I would speak to a professor online that would like to study this course that is a professor in. Then he will tell me, he will guide you what to do. Probably apply, pay the fees, registration fee, And then when the admission list comes out, your name is there, take it to the embassy, they give you visa, and you come here.
Can
You
you
don't pay
spell that
anything.
exam again? You said it's C-E-L.
You CE,
Celpe, right?
yes, dash, yeah, then
Okay,
BRAS, Selfie Brass,
B-R-A-S. Okay, Celpe Brass.
yes.
Celpe Brass. Okay, that's the exam you need to do. And you can take it, is it online or you take it where?
You take it in Nigeria, whatever country you're in, take it there.
Oh, you take it. Okay. So if you're looking for admission in Brazil, you just go to the university, contact the professor, tell him or her that you're interested in studying this particular course, and then the professor just guides you on from there.
Yes.
Wow, fantastic. Um, One final question that I have for you, because we know that the reason why a lot of us want to move is what's it called? It's because of the passport. Yeah. Now, if I get admission in Brazil, can I move with my family, and how many years will it take me to get citizenship or permanent residence in Brazil?
So when you move as a student, you can apply to come with your family, immediate family, your wife, your children, and all the things. And then you have to stay in Brazil for 5 years. Then you write an exam that proves that you can speak Portuguese, and then you get your passport. But the fastest way to get it is if you don't want to wait for 5 years, you can get married to a Brazilian, even if it's fake marriage and all the stuff. Nigerians here do it a lot, just change their names and all the things. So you can get married to a Brazilian, and you can give birth with a Brazilian. You know, if you're a man, impregnate a Brazilian woman. If you're a woman, get married to a Brazilian man, and whatever, have a business here, like a very big company. You know, maybe you're producing something, you're doing something meaningful for the society or community, and I think that's all. If you do not want
Okay.
to wait 5 years.
One other thing is, I mean, we know, well, we now know that, it's free to study in Brazil, but people will be wondering because they have to rent accommodation, they have to feed and all that. Is it easy to get jobs to support yourself as a student? And yeah, I think that that'll be the most important thing. Then when you're applying for visas, most of these big countries always ask for proof of funds that are very huge. You're talking 10,000 euros, 15,000 pounds. How much is the ballpark for proof of funds if you're applying to come to Brazil?
If you're coming to Brazil, I think I'm not sure, but it should be less than 2 million or 1 million naira.
In your bank account?
Yes.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
talking about maybe 3 to 4,000 euros, basically.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
what about the jobs? Will students be able to get student jobs?
As an African, if you're coming here, just bring out your African originality with you. All those Ankaras and all those things, all those skills that we have in Nigeria that we do not really appreciate, just bring them with you because
Plating
they
of
do
hair,
exactly. They
baking of
appreciate it.
cake.
Uh-huh. They appreciate it a lot here. They can pay you 50K just for you to touch their hair as an African, as in you can do all back with attachment. You know, they enjoy it, they appreciate it more. Some of them even call themselves all these our Orisha names, Oshunbumi, Oyayemi, all those things. So they
So that
appreciate
also means, sorry to interrupt you, that also means that if you've got, skills, you've got crafts,
that.
Brazil is
Mm-hmm,
definitely a good place for you then.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Wow,
mm-hmm.
wow. Well, look, guys, we've been talking about Brazil for the last 20 minutes. You don't have to go there. Brazil is not a place for everybody, but I mean, it's a cheap and affordable alternative to the big leagues. That's what we're talking about. And education is free in Brazil. Education is free. I mean, they are going to organize a 1 year class, 6 months class for you to learn Portuguese for free, and then also teach you for free. Wow, wow. Okay, so when people graduate, when people graduate from uni, what are the chances of getting white collar jobs in Brazil?
Very high.
Very high.
Very high. You need to go if you want to make it in Brazil. You need to go to school. You need to go through the education system because they hold you at high esteem. Because Brazilians themselves do not enjoy going to school. Although the education is free, they don't go to school. You see them stopping in primary or secondary. So the people that are inside their schools are international students from the US, from UK, and all those things because it's free. So when you're done and you want to stay back, there are jobs waiting for you. They're looking for you. They're
Look,
looking.
guys, if you're interested in moving to Brazil and you want, you know, advice and how to do it, a handle is the Ore Olua in Brazil. The Ore Olua in Brazil. I'm gonna pin it up here so you can follow her and send her DMs. It's TheOreOluwinBrazil. I'll take that again. TheOreOluwinBrazil. The Oreolua in Brazil. You guys can follow her, send her DMs. I'm sure that she'll be willing to help you if you want to make the move to Brazil. Like I always say, Brazil doesn't have to be your final destination, but of course, it can be the first step. And you've heard it, it's totally free. So why not take that leap if you cannot afford to go to the big countries? Stay in Brazil for 5 years, get the Brazilian passport, which can, you know, let you move, visit or travel to more than 100 countries across the world. Then you can now decide whether you want to go to the UK or Canada. And of course, you already have a degree as well while you're at it. So to me, it's a win-win. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on this show, and I hope that you can help as many people as possible make the move. I'm going to link this video on my feed, and I hope that many people can benefit from it as well. Thank you very much, guys. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye.